target of $250 million. $220 million we need for construction. $30 million is the endowment, design and construction. $30 million is needed to endow the conservancy that will keep this place fresh, not let it become irrelevant and stale. And we expect to get this nationally, locally. The business community is already stepping up in the quiet phase with a tremendous set of contributions. We've already spent $15 million of the private sector's money in private fundraising to get to this point, design, engineering, administration. And we expect to get the rest from local, national, and business and foundations. And we have a wide story to tell and a lot of support.
Do you think that your job of telling the story and getting private funding is going to be easier now that Proposition P is passed? Because that was one of the premises of passing it. What's been kind of the reaction in these last couple of weeks?
There's been extraordinary acceptance in the donor community. There was this, what Proposition P does is, with what MoDOT's doing now and what Great Rivers Greenway can do now, is complete the infrastructure, kind of the public improvements, roads, trails, drainage, irrigation, all the basics that are not too glamorous, but they're absolutely necessary. Now that the public is shown, and the emotional impact of Proposition C is big to the donor community. This isn't just a few people, as Susan would say, architects and lawyers sitting up designing something. This is the public investing in it, so it's had a huge impact on a lot of people who were kind of sitting on the fence.
Next on the horizon, a big one for us is that connection from Grants Trail to River de Pere to Jefferson Barracks. That's a huge critical connection. I can tell you that's probably going to be one of the first ones out of the box. So we have a number of projects. We got about $142 million on the books right now. So we're going to be looking to do some projects really fast here in the next, 2014 when we get the first funds in.
So, okay, so 2014 is when we can see
so
the first.
we won't see any revenue until December. And so the real money won't come in until 2014. So we'll be taking this year to really be strategic about the projects that we'll be focused on in 2014 and beyond.
That we're doing now is going to allow for the construction we're going to do for this project to be a little less impactful. Now that's not to say that it won't have any impacts. We're going to do it quickly. We're going to put a shovel in the ground this summer, and we're going to be substantially done by the end of 2014. So really the impacts directly on getting in and out of the city are going to be fairly minimal, but it's going to require people to maybe change their pattern a little bit, which, you're used to doing what you've been doing, and we're going to be talking with folks about how do you navigate that, and then of course in the end, people are going to find that I think this is going to be much better because we're going to have new Mississippi River Bridge, and on the heels of this project, we're going to be rebuilding all of the Poplar Street ramp connections, which is really the last phase of the Mississippi River Bridge project. So, we'll have new infrastructure from the River Bridge to the Poplar Street Bridge, and then from the river all the way in to the courthouse.
Compared to 4064 shutdown.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be nothing compared to what we did on I-64. This will be relatively easy.
Okay.
From a highway department standpoint, how unique is it of a project to be able to build this lid?
Pretty unique. I tell people that architects talk with big glowing words and they talk like this, and engineers say, now how are we going to get this done? And so really the infrastructure that we're building is pretty simple, but for it to work with what the architects are doing is taking a real challenge, because we got to make sure what we're doing fits with the grand vision that they've come up with. And I can tell you that it's been a very collaborative process, and it's really been interesting for us to work on something like this because it's not what we do, and it's actually been a lot of fun to do. We're thrilled to be able to put the shovel in the ground this summer and actually see something physical start happening on the ground. We're going to start this summer. We're going to let the projects here in a couple of months and give contractors notice to proceed this summer.